Join us as we ride to Bonn.
It's morning, 6 kilometres outside of Aschaffenburg, and we're on our last stretch from Aschaffenburg to Amsterdam, which is about 1,000 kilometres. So anyway, PJ's planned the route. We're starting off on it. I thought we were going down the river, but she says no, that's too easy. We're going to go on some suffer route. So God knows where we're heading off to. I think we've got about an 80 kilometre day today, and it's about 9:30 at the moment. Last night we stayed inside, and one of the things in Germany, first of all, we're finding everything works, like all the trains run on time, everything works, okay? But also their building quality is so good that we're inside, we're hot, you know, and we come outside, it's cold. We were shocked, the transition from inside to outside is pretty massive, okay? But it just seems effortlessly warm inside. We've just completed about 20 kilometres on the bike, and PJ is, nagging to stop for coffee and something to eat. So we're going to do that in this next town. It's very idyllic here. It's so peaceful. The roads are flat, paved, and just empty. But there's big main roads nearby, but basically the bike path network in Germany is so good that you never get on them. And we're riding next to the river now, which is just absolutely peaceful. There's no wind, the sun's out. It's still got a little bit of chill in the air, which the Kraken is like complaining bitterly about, but it's just ideal.
This is the River Main, and we'll be following this through up into the Rhine River. And I just want to say hello to my mum and my dad. Love you very much. See behind me, that tree, little tree next to Charlie, is a wild rose. How cool is that? It's huge. I was like super surprised. I thought we were just reaching a bridge because the navigator doesn't really distinguish and it's a ferry, so that's really cool.
This was a really pretty town. We wandered the streets, which, it's not being shown here. And if we hadn't already booked our accommodation, we would have stayed there because it was really lovely. And again, a non-touristy area just sort of scattered there. Very pretty and quiet. After we left here, the Mappy showed us a bike path to our destination. And for one of the only times, Mappy did a Google Maps on us and led us to a non-existent path along the highway. So we went bush. It was kind of fun in some ways.
We've just reached the outskirts of Frankfurt, and we're going to enjoy some salubrious Turkish falafel kebabs with chippies and a drink. This is Charlie's first time in Frankfurt. I've been here before, and it's already a beautiful day. The bicycle infrastructure is great, and we're looking forward to getting into the city.
We're riding along the main river in Frankfurt, and sometimes you just see something that reminds you of home. And this bridge here reminds me of the Story Bridge in Brisbane, but miniature, like little tiny. I must admit the other bank doesn't really remind me of Brisbane, but the bridge does, the Story Bridge. So this looks just like it, except very tiny.
So I won't hold back, and you should know that what's never good, just have regrets.
We're just setting off. We're in Frankfurt right now. We're going to be cutting through the back of Frankfurt along the main river to the Rhine. So today we'll end up on the Rhine River, which we've been to before, and then we'll down stumps for the night. So I'm hoping for a really great day. It's a bit overcast, but it's warmer. We haven't got gloves and we haven't got beanies on today, so hopefully it'll be great.
I'm super excited because we're going to be passing one of the most beautiful sections of the Eurovelo 15 on the Rhine. So we'll be connecting with the Eurovelo 15 where it meets an area called near Bingen, and there are beautiful sort of slopes beside the water with vineyards. So it's just a beautiful section of the Rhine River, and can't wait to show you.
So I won't go back, oh, when I got me to forget the time I lost.
We've gone maybe 3 kilometers and we're stopping for coffee because I have the most wonderful Habibi in the world. He's getting a hot chocolate too.
I've got another flat tyre, but like a really slow one this time.
Okay, probably because I weigh more, I seem to get a lot more flats than PJ, who's had none. While we were fixing it, this guy turned up, and I told him everything was fine, but he went off, got me a spare tyre, and it was this tyre that you didn't have to take the back wheel off for. It sort of like looped around and reconnected. But anyway, we didn't take the tyre off him, but we were interested, and he was really nice. He brought his wife back when he came back the second time. And then, I fixed the tyre and off we went.
Charlie's not up for talking, so I'll do it. We've just reached the Rhine River, which is on the Eurovelo 15, and we'll follow this along to our accommodation this evening. It's absolutely gorgeous. What are you doing? I don't know what he's doing, but he's a rat bag. Yeah, so it's gorgeous weather and a beautiful day.
I know the air I'm breathing, it's no good for my lungs. I do this every season, I hate when summer comes. I fall into a trap that I made by myself, oh, and I always do the wrong thing. I'm unstable and I'm unsteady, I've lost 1,000,000 times already, and I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down. I feel unable and so unworthy, my heart feels heavy, I've lost already, and I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down now. And I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down now. And I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down now.
This town brings back memories of the first time we did Eurovelo 15 about 4 years ago. PJ and I rode from Switzerland down to Rotterdam on the Eurovelo 15. We ate in this restaurant just behind us, and so we're just backtracking now. Brings back very many pleasant memories before I was married, when the Kraken was nice to me. Not anymore. Don't beat me.
So unworthy, my heart feels heavy, I'm lost already, and I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down now. Please help me see the things that I am. I don't understand. I'm doing the best that I can right now, but it's never enough. I'm not even ready to slow down. Just slow down. And I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down now. And I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to slow down now.
Okay, with this room, it's all about location. Location.
Birdie. Don't know what's going on there, but
My bed is bigger than her bed, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And your heart is out of sight. I just wanna feel mine. Hey you. I'm gonna be the one.
We're off again, and we've got a 65k day all along the Rhine, so it should be really lovely. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a headwind, but you know, when you're bike riding, there's always a headwind. And you know, we're going to some nondescript place. So
just before Koblenz.
Yeah, just before Copeland. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think PJ is too, because the river looks really lovely. You know, supposedly this is drought, you know, and you know, the river is really low. And let me tell you, it might not come across in the video, but the current is really moving. I'll keep on thinking, where does all this water come from? You know, I've never seen so much water. And this is the drought. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Charlie is just chatting with our dear friend Safar, and I thought I'd take a moment to tell you about this lovely little town. We didn't stop here last time, and it's not really on the tourist map. It's really worth coming and having a look around. It's absolutely quaint, charming, and beautiful. The architecture is incredible and it's authentic. These are really old buildings. The place we stayed in is a medieval post office, and it had a lot of character. You had to go across the hallway to the toilet, you had to go downstairs for the shower, and it had this lovely winding staircase up and down through the building. And then the post office reception area, or you know, like front area, is now the dining room, and it's got so much character. Absolutely loved it. Obviously not sponsored as usual, we just love to give tips when we can. So looking forward to a great day. It's a little bit chilly, but it's not too bad if you are looking at touring this time of year. It's the end of September now, and the Rhine River is looking fantastic.
Oh, if I feel alright.
I'm having a great day. We've just started, we've ridden about 5 minutes. But this morning, what makes a great day, I think, is connection with other people. And today I've talked to my son, who's just started a new job with DHL. So he's had his first week and he's had a great time, which is fantastic. And also my last team, they're starting up the LSDP, which is a really big industrial process after a turnaround. And they're kind of starting today. And I contacted them and I sort of, wish them best luck and for a safe and efficient startup. And, Mohammed Safar, he talked to me and I heard his beautiful voice and just filled me with a lot of love and thankfulness and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, bike riding's great, but it's really the connection with people that is lovely.
They're really upgrading the bike path along the river on the northern side of the river. And there's lots of roadworks and bike path going on, which made it a bit difficult to get past. But it certainly bode well for the future because they're really doing a fully separated bike path, brand new, fantastic footings. About 75% of it was completed, with 25% remaining.
It was so great to see a community vegetable garden right on the banks of the river.
An Australian coming down the Rhine, there's a few things that are jarring, and one of them is how many castles you see. So, there's like a watchtower and a castle up there, then there's a castle in the middle of the river, and then there's a castle further down, and really you're never out of sight of at least one or two castles. And of course, coming from Australia, we don't have castles, and I just think of the amount of fear that must have been around to build these structures, without cranes or anything like that. And the other thing that you are shocked about is the amount of river traffic. So, really, you can't see at least 3 or 4 barges and some river boats. And, that's just not something we see in Australia. The rivers are not really used as, trucking lanes. But literally right now I can see like 5 barges that are obviously hauling coal, hauling scrap iron, and hauling other bulk goods. And I can also see two tour boats. And these are just things we don't see. Maybe on the Murray River you see a little bit of it, but only really the tour boats. So it's just jarring for an Australian to see these things. But it makes the river alive and it makes it really interesting. And let me tell you about the path that we're on. It's completely separated from the road and it's just beautiful. And it's right next to the river. We're catching a ferry! A ferry! We're about 25 k's into today's ride, and we've been riding along a bike path alongside the river the whole way, and it's been beautiful. We're catching a ferry across the river because it's stressing PJ out that we're staying on the other side of the river, even though we've got another 25 kilometres to go, and there's ferries every 5 kilometres or so. She's stressing, so we caught a ferry across. One of the interesting things is you can see all this terracing on the side of the hills where they built terraces with rocks, and obviously they used to farm them, but none of them are being farmed anymore. But it just shows you how hard life must have been, not that long ago, and how good we've got it now that they don't need to terrace those. They don't need to use those terraces to grow food. But it's just awfully beautiful and very serene and very safe riding. And it's all slightly downhill, which makes a difference from
I like downhill.
our last trip along the river where it was all slightly uphill. And the wind changed and it's sort of coming from behind us now. So you can't really get better than this.
Like a jetpack. And the ferry cost €5.80 one way for 2 people and 2 bicycles. And they even let Charlie on, so they'll take anyone. It's a good opportunity to have a little ride on the boat. Okay, we're in Boppard. What did you just do?
We're in Boppard, and like 4 years ago, maybe a bit longer, I bought a jacket from this store and I wore it to death until PJ got really sick of it. And so when I stopped this time, I bought a new shirt because she's so sick of the stripy shirt. So I bought a new shirt from the same store.
There's a beautiful palm with a beautiful view. PJ doesn't show this in the thing, but after this she sent me out in the rain to go and get her dinner. So I had to ride 3 kilometres away, get a dinner and then ride 3 kilometres back in the rain.
Well, our spat of good weather has ended and it's drizzly, overcast and there's a headwind. But, you know, we're still looking forward to it and we've got about 74 kilometres to go today. So, and we were the last bike riders to arrive last night and we're the last bike riders to leave this morning. So, you know.
Where are we going, Charlie?
Bonn. we're going to Bonn.
I woke up at 7:30 this morning, ready to go, but he just looked so adorable sleeping. I just couldn't wake him.
What a difference 5 hours makes. So it's about 5 hours later, we've just ridden here. The first part of it, maybe you want to give that a miss. It's a bit, industrial. That's a nice way of putting it. But the back half was beautiful. So just something to remember. Just catch a train, miss it. Then, we left, it was raining, it was drizzling, which it did do for about half the day. But now the sun's out, it's beautiful, and we're in Bonn. And we're just waiting for a hotel room. We're staying in this big old Victorian pile just up the road. It looks really flash. I'm surprised they're going to let us in. And PJ tells me it's an old people's home, so I'm worried they won't let me out. And the railway station, the main railway station is right there. So we're about 200 metres away from where we're staying. So it's all lovely. The river's beautiful here. A lot of parkland as you're coming in. Very lovely. Everybody out's promenading along the water's edge. All the women are dressed up in the nines and looking very nice.
See you on the next episode if I can get out of the old people's home. I'm pretty sure she's booked me in here to stay.